Hi guys, welcome back to the next video. Before we go ahead and deploy our application into a WebLogic standalone deployment, we need to have the EAR files copied to the server. So let's just go to /opt dumps folder, and in this folder you can create a folder called, in this folder you can create a folder called EAR, and inside this EAR folder you can just go ahead and git clone and the URL. So the URL is already mentioned as part of your document, so you can just download it. So it says git install. So let's just go and install git using this command. -core, sorry. Sudo yum-y install. Oh, I'm missing one L. Sorry about that. There you go. So I'll get this command, on your document as well. So you don't have to worry about typing the right command because it will be part of your document. So any which way, so let's just do the cloning of this one. So you can see that it is cloned, the folder. Let's see if this folder has been created. Yes, see, our folder is created and you have those files over here. So let's go and deploy one of these files. So what I'm going to do is basically going to click on install. So this is going to be the GUI installation of your package through the admin console. So click on install and you can see the application directory. So you have to go to /opt. Just give opt and then give enter and you will see dumps, EAR. Select EAR again. Select one of these EAR files. You have the ability of installing a var file as well as a EAR file as well. So you can select any of this EAR file which makes sense for you. You can give it a try. So let's see if it works. Some are for WebSphere, so that may be an issue. So you will be asked a question whether you want to install it as an application or as a library. So this is definitely an application, not a library. So do remember, you need to check with your developer on what is this, whether it is a library as a reference to other EAR files or other applications running on your WebLogic, or is it just an individual application itself? So select this application. Mostly you'll be deploying applications. Libraries would be part of the EAR files by itself. So normally they won't deploy it. Mostly it will be an application mostly, but it's always good to check. So here is the name of your application disabled. Here the security model, all these things we will discuss it later. Don't worry about it. It's all covered as part of your program. The security model is going to be deployment descriptor only. So that's what we are going to use over here. This is for application level security. How the source file should be accessible. So this is using the deployment target. So that is the default one. This is called staging of your application. There are different staging method. So some staging method tells you like this, where the EAR file will be taken from where you're deploying it. It won't be copied onto your service, which is getting it deployed. So that's one method of deploying. Another method is like the default defined, which is basically this one. Copy the application onto every server. So whichever application you're targeting on the next screen, that application will actually have that EAR file copied to its folder. Like for example, we have seen this U01 domain name server, admin server. If you're deploying it, it will copy into the folder over here. So this folder it will copy to data folder, or the stage folder it will create and copy to. If you see the this is what it is, but the default is also the same thing. When you use the default defined by the deployment target, so this is the default one. During this deployment, the file will be copied automatically to the managed server. But as for what we are doing, we are deploying it on the admin server rather than managed server. That is the whole point of your standalone server, because you don't have to create another server to deploy. We're going to use the same server, so you can use the default defined, which is copy this onto every target. When you're targeting it on the next screen, you will know. So the next is the plan source availability. So this is called deployment plan. We will talk about it in a separate session altogether. Deployment plan enables you to export and import the same kind of a deployment, but then the configurations will be kept as same. Use the default one, accessible by applications. So just go with that. So here in this, we have not selected any option in this screen. We are just going with the default option. Okay. All right. So now you can see the review over here. As we don't have any other server in this one, we have only admin server. So it didn't even ask you what are the targets, because it obviously knows that your target is admin server only. So disable application deploying on admin server, and you wanna any additional configuration, do you wanna take me to a deployment configuration screen? Yeah, fine. Why not? Take me to the deployment screen. Once we finish the deployment, so just click on finish. Now all these information will be all going in as per your logs. So you can see in the logs of the admin server, the deployment is actually going on. There is some error. So I told you, right, some application is not designed for WebLogic. So there will be some exceptions over here. So you can see some error exception. So you can see error over here. It's about deployment. So when it is doing deployment, there's some error about some Java, library references missing and stuff like that. But it should mostly be okay, I guess. So just click on activate changes. So currently all the changes which you made is not activated. So for example, all the changes which we made, right? It's all not gone to the, one second, let me just go back. Okay, so now it's all in the pending state. So you can see multiple folders has been created. So if I do a LSF and LTR, so it's a recursive scan. So you can see that that's a configuration level change. It's still not confirmed. You can see that the server configurations and the deployment. So these are the items which is deployed, right? The application which you have deployed. So all these are in the pending state. It's not committed. So all these are currently in the pending state, as in like it's not the deployment, the configuration change of this application. So you can see this. This is the config. This is the pending configuration. So here you have the deployment description, right? So this is the EAR file we are planning to deploy, right? So all these configurations are in pending state. What is pending state? Pending state is let you choose two options. You can either activate changes where this changes like this particular deployment becomes permanent and becomes synchronized with the existing configuration file, which is the original configuration file will not have that information. So this is the existing configuration file. It won't have all those deployment details. You see that deployment is missing over here. So it's not committed so far. You can also undo changes, which will remove all the pending items, and then it will leave the config file as default without any deployment, and this deployment which you've done will be gone. Or else you can activate change. Activate change confirms your deployment, and then you can see the config file now .xml, and you can see the deployment has confirmed here. Application deployment under your server name, you see admin server, and under that particular server instance, you will have that deployment confirmed. So this is ensuring that the deployment has come through and you have activated that. That's why your current configuration file looks like that. And now you can go to control of this application. So you select it. You have option to start, stop, or stop. So likewise, you have the control over here. In terms of overview, you can see the overview of your deployment. In terms of targets, you can see that this deployment is assigned to admin server. That's your target. That's the server which it is available. That's the only server available. So that's your target, which is status is installed. You can also get to the application and go to testing, and you will actually see the URL over here. So just click on the URL. You can see testing, and then okay, so normally the URL will come with the browsable URL, but it is not coming. So let's just go over here, go to testing. Normally the test URL will be appearing here. I'm not sure what's happening. So anyways, this is your context route. You can see / and then the shopping cart web app, right? So all you have to do here is that you need to take the same admin console URL because it is hosted on admin console, right? And then copy this context route and then replace it over here and then hit the enter button. Now this should go to your web application which you have deployed. If that application is working fine, you should be able to see a response from the web application. But as of now, I don't see any response from your web application. So this is the... Okay, so this seems to be not working. This application seems to be throwing exceptions. So let's just verify the logs. Logs, admin server log. Now, this application is not working so much. Let's give it a start. Let's see what state it is in. Maybe it's not started. See, you can see the state it is installed. It seems like it's not started. So let's just give start all request. Okay, see that you have some library references issue. So this is not going to work out because there seems to be an error. That's why it's not in the right state. So let's go uninstall this application. Just click on delete and this application should get uninstalled. And for uninstallation also you need to confirm it. So here if you worked in any other application server, oh okay, fine, go, it did uninstall without confirming. That's good enough because I think let's install this application. Let's see what happens. Library chat. So let's click on finish. So when you go to production mode, if you're installing something, if you're uninstalling something, you need to activate. Without activation, it won't go do. So now you can see the application in active state. Okay, so that's a different state we have not seen so far. So here target is your admin server. This is your applications. And then let's go to control. You can see that the server state is active. If we go to testing, you should see the URL. You can see the URL right now. HTTP WLS host 1 8001 and then the context route of your application. So when you click on it, it will show the application. Now this application is designed for, there's some exception over here. So it wants you to add something on the web.xml here to make this exception go, but still your application is accessible more or less. Like you can see something is happening when I click on it. So there you go, that the application sample is working fine. And this is how you need to deploy your application through your admin console and get that working. In the next video, I'll be showing you how to do auto deployment. So let me remove this application. We can use the same application for auto deployment as well. So there seems to be some exception here as well. But that's okay. I mean, see, we don't have a specific application designed for testing purpose. So we are just using the demo applications on the network, like which is free. And we are using that to test it. So that's enough for us. All right. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope that this deployment was helpful for you. And use the git clone and try to deploy other applications as well and see if it works. Thank you again for watching this video with patience. I'll see you on the next one.